Morning. Welcome to everyone, those of you here with us in the sanctuary, and those of you joining us from home. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you identify, wherever you are on your journey, whatever yearning for hope brings you here today, we are glad to be together. I'm Jill Overholt, your worship associate today. I'm a 40-ish non-binary person with short brown hair and a botanical shirt for the season. With me on the chancel is our lead minister, Rev Audette. Dr. Les is here, and Simon Jacobs is on tech. We're also excited to welcome the Reverend Sarah Green from Stewardship for UUs, who is here with us this weekend and who will make a guest appearance up here on the chancel this morning. Every week we try to shout out our love and thanks for the people who make this congregation possible, and this week our love is just for you. Each one of you here in this room today, each one of you here online today, you are the congregation, and we're so grateful we get to do all of this together. So today, take a moment to set the world aside. We're all going through tough times, and to persist, we need to be able to relax, laugh, and play a little. This morning, our faith is calling us into a little joy and playfulness. Please silence your phones or devices, and let's let loose a little this morning.
Thank you, Dr. Les. So this morning for our chalice lighting, Kingston, we're going to have you come up, but you're going to hang out with me for a minute because we're doing something special. Does that sound okay? Yeah. All right, you come on up and hang out right here with me, and I'll tell you when it's time to do the thing. But we need help this morning. This whole service is going to be pretty interactive. And so we want to get us started right from the beginning. And I need 5 people who are willing to come up. And you'll see on the table in front of us, there are little strips of paper. On those strips of paper, there are different little brief sayings. And what we're going to do is create a chalice lighting together. So if I can get 5 volunteers to come and each of you choose one, and then we're going to line up at the mic and you'll kind of co-create together. I see 2, 3. We just need 2 more. 4, 1 more, 5. Come on down and grab the one that speaks to your heart. Not yet. We're going to do it after they read. Okay. All right.
Just tell me when.
I will. Once you've chosen, then you can just come and, kiddos, we're going to have to let them get at that microphone. So, yeah, let them come on down and read them aloud, right into the microphone so everybody can hear.
For the beautiful and holy interconnected web of life, of which we are only one part.
To turn our hands to the good work of love.
I did not bring my reading glasses, but I think, because I have over 50 eyes, to welcome the stranger with curiosity and compassion and to strengthen our hearts in difficult ways.
To learn together things yet unknown to us.
In hopes of all we may become together.
In this spirit, we light our chalice. Come towards me and you can blow it out. Perfect. Thank you all. You got us off to a good start. Now, to get us in the right playful spirit, we are going to hear a very funny song. Hey, Simon, make sure to pump this pretty good because they can't read it, so you have to hear it. If you know it, feel free to sing along. Now, I know it. It's one of my favorites. But if you don't, you'll probably catch on at least to the chorus at some point, and please feel free to sit along. But otherwise, enjoy the Mississippi Squirrel Revival.
Well, when I was a kid, I'd take a trip every summer down to Mississippi, visit my granny and her antebellum world. I'd run barefooted all day long, climbing trees, free as a song. One day, I happened to catch myself a squirrel. Well, I stuffed him down in an old shoebox and punched a couple holes in the top. When Sunday came, I snuck him into church. I was sitting way back in the very last pew, showing him to my good buddy Hugh. When that squirrel got loose, went totally berserk. But what happened next is hard to tell. Some thought it was heaven, others thought it was hell. But the fact that something was among us was plain to see. As the choir sang, "I surrender all," the squirrel ran up Harv Newland's coveralls, and Harv leaped to his feet and said, "Something's got a hold on me!" Yeah! The day the squirrel went berserk in the first self-righteous church in that sleepy little town of Pascagoula. It was a fight for survival that broke out in revival. They were jumping pews and shouting hallelujah. Well, Harv hit the out dancing and screaming. Some thought he had religion, others thought he had a demon, and Harv thought he had a weed eater loose and he screwed the moon. He fell to his knees to plead and beg, and that squirrel ran out of his britches leg unobserved to the other side of the room. All the way down to the amen pew where sat Sister Bertha Better Than You, who'd been watching all the commotion with sadistic glee. Should have seen that look in her eyes when that squirrel jumped her garters and crossed her thighs. She jumped to her feet and said, "Lord, have mercy on me." As that squirrel made laps inside her dress, she began to cry and then to confess to sins and make a sailor blush with shame. She told of gossip and church dissension, but the thing that got the most attention was when she talked about her love life. And then she started naming names the day the squirrel went berserk in the first self-righteous church in that sleepy little town of Pascagoula. It was a fight for survival that broke out in revival. They were jumping pews and shouting, "Hallelujah." 7 deacons and the pastor got saved, and $25,000 was raised, and 50 volunteered for missions in the Congo on the spot. And even without an invitation, there were at least 500 rededications, and we all got rebaptized whether we needed it or not. Now you've heard the Bible story, I guess, how he parted the waters for Moses to pass. Oh, the miracles God has wrought in this old world. The one I'll remember till my dying day is how he put that church back on the narrow way with a half-crazed Mississippi squirrel. The day the squirrel went berserk in the first self-righteous church in that sleepy little town of Pascagoula. It was a fight for survival that broke out in revival. They were jumping pews and shouting, "Hallelujah." The day the squirrel went berserk in the first self-righteous church in that sleepy little town of Pascagoula. It was a fight for survival that broke out in revival. They were jumping pews and shouting, "Hallelujah."
Did that warm us up? Hello, hello. All right, so now we're gonna get started. You know, Unitarian Universalism is already a little bit of a choose your own adventure kind of thing, but we're gonna actually do a choose your own adventure story. Walking anybody know what that is? Who knows what it is? I see somebody back there. If you were around in the 80s, you know, right? I used to spend my allowance walk into the bookstore and getting choose your own adventure books. But here's what it is, if you don't know. I'm going to start telling a story, and you're going to help me by deciding things in the story. And depending on what you decide, different things will happen, okay? You're going to choose your own adventure. So we're going to start like this. Once upon a time, there were 2 UU Asheville kids, and one was how old? How old was the first one? 6. All right, the first one was 6, and the other was 7. 6 and 7. All right, and their names were, what was the 6-year-old's name? Anyone? Okay, 6, 7. Oh, they did that, y'all. See, it's already working. We are laughing, and they are pulling on us. What's the kid's name? First kid's name? Bob. The first child's name was Bob, and the second child's Billy. Bob and Billy. So here, all right, and it wasn't Billy and Bob. It was Bob and Billy. Okay, all right. I see where y'all are going. Y'all are already punking me. All right. So here's what was happening. So you know how you go. We sing you out and you head downstairs for your classes, right? Well, Bob and Billy, they were heading out down that way, and they noticed nobody was really looking at them, and they were passing by Reverend Audette's office. Who is Reverend Audette? Yeah, it's me. Do you know where my office is? Anyone? Well, see, Kim knows. Yay. So this is the secret. They didn't realize it, but my office is right there before the stairs. It's right there. And they were like, why don't we just sneak in here? So they snuck into my office instead of going downstairs, and nobody noticed. But then they were like, uh-oh, somebody might come looking for us. We better hide. And I have a closet in my office. And so they went to the closet, and they opened the doors. But oh my gosh, the wildest thing happened. In there, in that closet behind those doors, was a path a forest path. It wasn't a closet at all. It was a forest path. And so they were like, well, heck yeah, we're going down this forest path. And so that's what they were thinking. We could go in, that they didn't decide. So did they go into the forest path? Yes. Yes, they did. Okay, so yes. So they both start walking down the forest path. And in the forest, they heard bird song, but they also heard some like growls, like rawr, rawr. They couldn't see anything. They heard some rustling. And as they walked, the path split. And the path went one way up a hill towards a castle and one way down a hill toward a lake. Which way did they go? Oh boy. All right. Sorry, guys. I heard castle first. All right. So Bob and Billy start going up the hill towards the castle, and they get up there, and they had to walk up a hill, and it made them a little tired and thirsty. And so when they arrived, they approached the castle door, and they had a choice. They were like, we could knock on the castle door, or we could just open it and sneak in. Okay, all right. They were already on their sneaky way, so they decided to open the door and just go on in. They snuck in. Now, this castle belonged to a dragon, and the dragon was right there in the front parlor, and the dragon was knitting and just feeling very comfortable when suddenly 2 children just sneak in. Well, that did not make the dragon very happy. And the dragon was like, this is my house, and I get to pick who comes in. So he started chasing the kids out. And so it did not eat them, started chasing them down the path. And what it was doing was it was doing this really cute but scary thing where it would shoot fire right behind, like right there, and they'd run and they'd go right there, and the fire was, so they were running down that hill, back through the forest path, back into Reverend Audette's office. And now they were super tired, hot, and thirsty because they didn't get anything in the castle. And at the same time, it was a perfect time to be back, though, because it was coffee hour. And today, as you know, we are having an awesome, very special coffee hour. So they were able to go out into coffee hour and get some juice and some treats and have a lot of fun. And no one even knew they were missing, which is a little scary. But yeah, well, eventually somebody probably would have noticed that. But this wasn't a child-eating dragon anyway. It was just a child get-out-of-my-house eating dragon. So. But speaking of, keep that in mind, because one of the great things about being a Unitarian Universalist is you get to make your own decisions. And people are around to help you with those decisions, but they're not gonna tell you that there's only one path that you can take. You get some choices in that, and we really believe that. But speaking of things we really believe it's time for you to go to faith formation. And we're going to sing to you. If you don't mind, if you've pulled some toys out, if you can kind of scooch them at least onto the carpet, that would be very helpful so we don't trip. We'll sing. If your adult hasn't been here before, they should go with you, see where you're going, where to pick you up later, and we will sing. Thanks for helping me with the story. Speaking of funny, I walked straight into 6-7. Did y'all see that? Oh my God. All right. Let's take it down just a notch for a minute. We're going to do two things. First, I am going to light our candle this morning. I know that we're all holding our own prayers for peace, and so that candle will be for peace. But it's also for Gordon Clark, who is home from the hospital and just would love your healing thoughts with him this week. And so we light the candle. Hi, Gordon. We love you. And so when I was in seminary, Thich Nhat Hanh often came to California and had a community of practice and did a lot of things in the Berkeley area. So I used to do a lot of Thich Nhat Hanh, and I don't know if I've done any Thich Nhat Hanh here since I've been here with you, but this morning we are going to do one of his practices. So I invite you to take a moment just to make yourselves very comfortable in your seats. Maybe you want to put your feet on the floor or just adjust for a moment. Find your breath, because that's where we're going to begin. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Dwelling in the present moment. While I sit here, I don't think of anything else. I sit here and I know where I am. I know this is a wonderful moment. It is a joy to sit stable and at ease and return to ourselves, our breathing, our half smile, our true nature. We can appreciate these moments. We can ask ourselves, if I do not have peace and joy right now, when will I have peace and joy? Will it be tomorrow or after tomorrow? What is preventing me from being happy right now? When we follow our breathing, we can say, calming, smiling, present moment, wonderful moment. May it be so. And now is the time in our service where we share our collective joys and sorrows. This is the time when we lift up those things that are in our heart, and for all the sorrows of our life, we sprinkle some salt, those things that are gritty and a little salty perhaps for us. And for all the beautiful, wonderful things we're grateful for, we sprinkle flower petals into the water, into the basin that holds our community. And now we want to invite you, if you'd like to, you can come from either direction. We'll come down on the sides, leaving back through the middle, and you're welcome to come down and share a rock for your own joy or sorrow while we receive a gift of music. And now into the vessel we place 2 last stones. These are for the joys and sorrows of those people in our community who are not present with us this morning in the sanctuary, but together are a part. We are one community.
Instead of our normal reflection, we've got a little practice for us to do together today. So as human beings, one thing that we need to take special care of as a matter of both our physical as well as our mental health is our bodies, as a good gift. Many of us have a slightly estranged relationship with our bodies, especially in times like worship, where we may have our brains a little more focused. But somatic practices can calm our nervous system and bring us into our bodies in an integrated way. So let's take a moment to get comfortable. Feet on the floor, shoulders loosened a little bit. Maybe shake it out with your hands. And let's start with one of the important practices, doing a box breath. So we're going to do a practice called 4-7-8 breathing. And as a note, when you practice this, you only need to do it 3 times. It has a strong and well-studied effect to do it 3 times, but no identified benefit beyond that. And all it is this. You breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, breathe out slowly for a count of 8. We'll do that 3 times. I'll count it the first time and then just count the in-breath for 2 more. Don't pressure yourself to keep up with me exactly. Go at a pace that feels comfortable for you. So let's give it a try. We're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale. And one more time, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale. When we're under stress, we can disrupt the anxiety process by drawing our attention outside of ourselves. One way that's always at hand is our hands. So take a look at your hand. You can look at, admire, do gentle touch on your hands. It has touched someone in love, cleaned, cooked, done service. It has wiped tears, felt sun on skin. Our hands are a wonder, so adept, so sensitive. Feel the difference in sensation between your fingertips and your palm. Feel the difference of skin between your palm and the back of your hand. Take a moment to feel gratitude for all that your hands have done and do each day. And now, something joyful and connective, moving our bodies. Interplay is a well-established body practice that uses simple improvisational forms, storytelling, movement and dance, singing, and stillness to help people integrate body and spirit, build community, and access what practitioners call body wisdom. We're going to do a simple interplay practice, dancing for beloveds. You can dance for your ancestors or for the 7th generation to come. You can dance for someone who couldn't be here this morning or for someone you've loved who is now gone. You can dance for yourself, of course, or anyone or anything you love. But rise up. Where you're sitting, or come on down, don't leave me alone out here. We're gonna have a 2-minute dance party.
Thank you for moving your body. So now we have surprise music, and here's how this is going to work. First, everybody say, "Yay, Les, for playing with us this way." Yay, Les! He's really looking forward to this. So here's what we need. The first person to shout out a hymn that he wants to play, he will play it. So think of your favorite hymn and shout it out now. Blue Boat Home. What, Lead with Love? That's not a hymn in our hymnal, but you can probably play it. Spirit of Life. What were the others? Blue. Imagine, also not a hymn. All right, Les, you got, what did you choose? I guess we'll hear. It's a surprise. You're the best. We think you're the best. All right, so this morning for our sermon, I'm not doing a sermon, you're doing a sermon. I'm actually taking a chance this morning. You probably know that I write my sermons. Did anybody know that I actually write my sermons each week? I do. But today I did not write a sermon because we need to be able to play and to practice and to go off script together sometimes. It's a way to build trust that we can do things together if we work on it together, even when the path isn't clear or when we're not entirely sure where we're headed, which is the case with this sermon today. So, even in difficult times, maybe especially in difficult times, we need to be able to pause in things. We need to be able to laugh, play, dance a little, find joy. If we don't have joy and rest, if our revolutions don't have dancing, right, we don't want to be a part of them. Is that right? So hopefully this is giving us a little bit of space to just have a different experience together this morning. And before we jump into what this is, I want to talk just a moment about special graces. And so over the years, I have found time and time again that when I'm putting together a service, there is this just phenomenal synchronicity that happens. It often happens when I'm talking to Les and we're figuring out, the last bits of music and something that he's chosen, which he's of course chosen with care to fit my theme in some way. The specificity of his choices just open doors for what I can do and create in service. And this week was another one of those weeks where the music had come online in a special way, and it was wonderful, and Les agreed to do the guess the music surprise thing. And then Reverend Sarah Green, who is here. Hi, Sarah. And hopefully many of you have spoken to. I was meeting with her. We were having a one-on-one about all of these other things and talking about this morning's service. And for the part, Bodies at Rest in Motion, I was looking for the right entree into the dancing part when Sarah said, I do interplay, and here's what I've learned, and offered that practice that we did. And so just out of nowhere, this perfect solution to what I was looking for. But then on top of that, as if all that grace wasn't enough, I often end up having to write my sermons on my day off. And so I got up on Friday morning to start putting this together. My plan was to create a Mad Lib, and I opened up my email, and Brett Johnson had written to me, and Brett said, hey, I don't know if you'd be interested in this, but you know what? I have written some UU Mad Libs to use with our kids, and so I'm including them in case you want to see them, and I'm like, Holy grace has come upon me. So I didn't even have to write the Mad Lib today. And it happens so many times. And so I just want to shout out the grace that made our Mad Libs possible and the grace that you're about to provide by answering these questions. And we're going to create a credo together now. Are you ready to do that? Yeah. All right. Now, because sometimes it is hard to hear individual voices, there'll be a little back and forth. But how many of you already know what Mad Libs are? It's okay if you don't. Basically, what I'm going to do is ask you for some words, things like adjectives, maybe different little things, and I'm going to get at least one for each of these, and then we're going to create a credo based on the information we collect. Jill is going to be working hard in the background to make this work too, so this is a team effort, really. But let's get started. I need an adjective. Bonky. Super. I need a favorite movie. Princess Bride. Okay, now I need a character from that movie. Fezzik. Oh. All right. I need a personality trait. Controlling. All right. I need another personality trait. Kind. I need one more. Happy. Okay, cool. All right, now I need an adjective that starts with the letter U. Unbelievable. All right, unbelievable. Now, I'm going to pick on somebody for this, Sandra. I need a fake word that rhymes with your first name. Blandra. Thank you. I need a number greater than 1. 27. I need a real or a fantasy place you would like to live. West. We're going with West Asheville. I need an emotion. Joy. Happy and love are very close. But, all right. A positive adjective. What was that? Passion? Passionate? Passion. Okay, passionate. A specific person you admire. I heard Gandhi first. I'm going to just go with Gandhi. Sorry, Les. But in honor, we're going to use your last name, which is Downs. All right, now I need a plural noun that begins with the letter U. A plural noun, U. Umbrellas. Thank you for saying that, because I thought of that in the first service, but that is not what we got. A negative adjective. Angry. I'm going with what I hear first, even though I hear great alternate ones. Someone you fear. Trump. All right, this one's fun, but very, very specific. We need the name of a stuffed animal and the type of animal. Paddington Bear. The Paddington Bear. Okay. Paddington Bear. Okay. A favorite TV show. Okay, I did hear MASH first. I love that. And it didn't come from my husband. All right. A favorite person that you see often. We need it a little more specific than that. If you want to tell us the name of your kid.
Jessica, my improv teacher.
Jessica, the improv teacher. I need a verb.
Crow.
Crow, did you say? Yes. Okay. How about another verb also? Dance. Crow, dance. And a third verb?
Bicycle.
Lie, L-I-E? Oh, fly. Okay, fly is better than lie. A state of mind. I heard enlightened first, actually. Interesting, because there were a lot of, but they were related, weren't they? Peace and stuff. Okay, a noun? Noun? I'm so. The only word I could distinguish was daffodil. It wasn't the first. Is that okay, y'all? Daffodil? Okay. Sorry. And last but not least, I need an exclamation. Hooray is what I heard. Okay. Now, how are we doing?
I have maybe 3 missing ones.
Okay. You only need to play for 3 words. Yes.
26 was daffodil,
26 is hooray. All right, got it. Here is our credo statement.
my handwriting.
I think I can. All right. Oh, wait, 14 is not right. Hold on a second. Downs. Yeah, okay. I think we're there. Good morning. My name is Blandra Downs. This is my credo. My beliefs are quite bonky. To me, God is like Fezzik from The Princess Bride. I say this because Fezzik is controlling, kind, and happy. I believe that when we die, we go to West Asheville. And that makes me feel joy to die. I believe that compassionate things happen in life because it is the will of Gandhi. On the other hand, I believe angry things happen because of Trump. The most important things in my life are Paddington Bear, MASH, and Jessica, my improv teacher. To explore their spirituality, some people like to crow or dance, or I prefer to just fly and be enlightened. As unbelievable umbrellas, we believe in 27 values. The most important value to me is respect for the daffodil and, oh no, I don't know what that word is. Hooray. And hooray for the existence of which we are all a part. Thank you for listening to my credo. Thank you for writing today's sermon, but we're not quite done. We're almost done, not quite done, because we're going to do another 3 questions, but I'm going to give you a second to think about each, and then we'll do a little bit more shouting out, and then we will go to that next. So the first question is, UU faith is like. UU faith is like something. So take just a second to think to yourself what you think UU faith is like. What is it like? Box of chocolates. All right. Anything else? Do you want it to be like? Water? A hug. Warm blanket, hug, freedom to choose. Feather, quilt, feather. No other. No other. Okay, so yeah, we've got things like UU faith is like a box of chocolates, a quilt, a feather, water, a hug, a warm blanket, freedom, no other. All right, here's a second question. UUs are usually very kind, friendly, helpful, open-minded. Ooh, on a committee. So many wonderful things, and I hope you're on a committee. And last but definitely not least, our faith is leading us toward, our UU faith is leading towards what? Ooh, I can't hear any of that, sorry. West Asheville, of course, of course. Where else is our faith? I know you said stuff. Justice, love, enlightenment, peace, yeah, community and unity, hope. No King's Day, right? All right. Well, thank you. You know, I just want to invite us to, as we kind of finish up this playful part of the time here, to remember that we really need it. We need to be able to play together. We need to be able to brainstorm and talk to each other and dance together and hold joy so that we can face everything else that we're facing together. So thank you all for making this work. Now, we're going to sing together this video. I hope some of you are already familiar with it. If not, the words will be on the screen. This is a song by the Reverend Meg Barnhouse, and whenever I think of playing and laughing and incredible ministry, I always thought of Meg. Most of you probably know, if you know Meg, know that she died recently. And this song is her best known, but it's also the one that I turn to in the darkest times. This is called All Will Be Well. I said, Julian, you are holy, you are holding my hand. About sorrow, and Julian, do you not know about pain? And I said, Julian, do you not know about hunger? And Julian, do name, but she said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. I said, Julian, do you not know about loneliness? And Julian, do you not know about disease? And I said, Julian, do you not know about cruelty? I said, Julian, it's too much, it brought me to my knees. But she said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. She said, no one does not know about loneliness, and no one does not know about disease. And she said, no one does not know about cruelty. She said, I know, it's too much, it brought me to my knees, where I heard, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. I said, Julian, you are holy, you are holding my hand. And Julian, you are holy, you are holding my hand. She said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. And she said, baby girl, do you not know about tenderness? She said, baby girl, do you not know about friends? And she said, baby girl, do you not know about the spirit? She said, baby girl, do you not know it's only love that never ends? And so all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. And so all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well.
Now it's time for the work of the congregation. If you're visiting today, we'd love to meet you and talk with you at coffee hour. If we have our slide of Trevor, we can wave at him. Hi, Trevor. Trevor would love to meet with you after the service, especially if you have any questions. He's our connections coordinator. Or visit our welcome table, where we have folks eager to welcome you personally and get to know you a little. Our announcements run as slides at the beginning of the service. If you missed them, refer to Thursday's weekly e-news, as everything is described there. If you don't receive the e-news, email us at information@uuasheville.org and we'll get you signed up. As a quick note, we have pastoral care team members here each Sunday who are glad to lend an ear if there's anything heavy on your heart this morning. You can find them at coffee hour wearing yellow name tags or visit the pastoral care table. Our community plate partner this month is Peace Garden. As always, we split the plate with our partner, and this morning we have Safi Martin here to tell us a little more.
Good morning. First, let me say I'm just so honored to be here. And I have a question for you. How many of you are gardeners? Yes. So a little bit about the Peace Gardens, and I'll be quick. So we started the Peace Gardens in West Asheville. We started the Peace Gardens a little over 20 years ago as a direct response to the war in Iraq that had been waged at that time, and the war on drugs that was raging in our neighborhood. So we found a vacant lot, we turned it into a garden, and we went about the business of trying to make peace physically in our community. Since then, the garden has grown, and from that very first year, we've been delivering food to neighborhood elders, free food to neighborhood elders. We've been paying youth to work in the garden and learn about what we do, and to do the deliveries to the elders. And then we've been infusing art into everything that we do. So within the Peace Gardens, how many of you have been to the Peace? Oh, that's great. So we've infused art into the Peace Gardens. That's a core component of the work that we do. There's over 60 art installations in the gardens from 20 different artists, most of them local artists. And then I'll say that really the crowning piece of that is that we're trying to transform trauma and help heal our community through the work that we do. And then one more plug for all you gardeners or wannabe gardeners. On Saturday, this coming Saturday, March 14th, we have our first plant sale of the year. So we raise plants from seed and sell them to local gardeners, so we hope to see some of you there. And just thank you so much for your interest and support. We're really, really grateful. Thank you.
The work and ministries of this congregation are entirely supported by the generosity of our members and friends. We celebrate your generosity each Sunday with music and thanks. You make us possible, and we give thanks for you. The offering will now be gratefully collected. For the gifts of your time, talent, and treasure, we are truly grateful. We're also grateful to Dr. Les for sharing the gift of music with us today.
So have fun with this one.
Morning, I'm Lisa Schwartz, and I'm a member of this church, and I'm on a committee. I'm on the annual budget drive team, and I'm not here to talk to you about the budget. You know, strategies for managing money and balancing the church budget are so boring, are they not? I mean, really. Why, you might ask, would someone who finds church budgets boring be on the annual budget team? Well, I'm glad you asked. This liberal and liberating faith has been transformative in my life, in my family's life, in my community's life. Beyond that, I believe Unitarian Universalism is a transformative power in society. I know that we have this robust congregation. It's hard to believe sometimes that we're such a tiny part of the American religious landscape, but our small faith group has had an outsized impact, a profound effect on American culture. Our long, and I mean not decades long, but centuries long commitment to social justice or radical inclusion of diverse religious ideas and human identities, voting rights, civil rights, human rights, it's helped move the needle on many issues. And we're not perfect. But at our best, we know that change comes about not through ideas and concepts, but through the patient practice of collaborative actions. We're better together. We're stronger together. As our denominational president, Dr. Sophia Betancourt, says, it's not just our work for social justice that's important, but the ways that we provide nourishment and shelter for our own spirits so that we do not give up in the face of all that is. We're better together. We're stronger together. The world thrives through collaboration, and so do we. Unitarian Universalists aren't inclined to wait around for someone else to come and fix what's wrong. We're roll up your sleeves, take collective action kinds of people. Towards making this liberating community a reality, we show up, we step up, we dig deep and give generously and gratefully of our financial resources because we know no one else can do what we can do together. We're better together. We're stronger together. And it's not about balancing the budget or paying the bills. It's about transforming lives, changing the world. That's why I serve on the annual budget drive team. That's why I offered this church my ongoing financial support, and I hope you'll join me.
Well, speaking of being better together, safer together, and stronger together, there is a bear somewhere near here. So as you are moving about, make sure you go with others and keep a wary eye out for the bear that is out right now. And I want to invite Reverend Sarah Green up to offer our benediction this morning.
With an embodied and playful mind, we steward our resources. With the spirit of stewardship, we build up this community. And with the heart of a builder, we make a more just and equitable and loving world. May it be so. Amen and ashe.
May it be so. Let's sing together. There's no receiving line today, so go on over to coffee hour.